day, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that could change the way you approach your life, your relationships, and your future. Too often we fall into the trap of oversharing, thinking that transparency is always the best policy. But wisdom teaches us that there are some things we should never share with anyone, no matter how close they are to us. Let me walk you through 5 things that you should keep guarded, not because you are selfish, but because you are wise. Everyone has fears and insecurities, but not everyone should be entrusted with them. When you share your deepest vulnerabilities, you give others the power to use them against you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Keep your fears in check and share them only with those who can genuinely support you. It's important to know that not every listener has the wisdom to nurture your soul. Your vision for your life is sacred. It's a divine blueprint given specifically to you. If you prematurely expose it, you risk allowing doubt, negativity, or even jealousy to infiltrate your heart. Many great dreams have been aborted because they were shared with the wrong people at the wrong time. You hold your vision close until the right moment to share with those who will encourage and nurture it. Whether it's your family, your spouse, or close friends, the intimate details of these relationships should be kept private. Not everyone needs to know the inner workings of your relationships, as this often leads to unnecessary interference, misunderstandings, and damage. Take the sacred bond you share with your loved ones by keeping certain aspects just between you and them. Money is a sensitive topic, and it's something that many people mishandle. While it's important to seek advice from professionals and trusted advisors, your overall financial situation should be kept private. It's broadcasting your wealth, or lack of it, invites unnecessary scrutiny and judgment. Be wise about who you share financial details with, as not everyone needs to know your financial status or your plans. We all go through difficult seasons, but not every struggle needs to be aired. Choose carefully who you share your personal battles with, as not everyone has the emotional or spiritual maturity to help. Oversharing can open doors to criticism and discouragement instead of support and healing. Find a trusted few who can walk with you through tough times and keep the rest between you and God. In conclusion, wisdom is the key to knowing what to share and what to keep hidden. You don't know anyone your entire life story. Remember, there are parts of your life that are sacred, and only those with the right heart should ever be allowed to enter into that space. Learn to guard your heart and your life with wisdom, and you will walk in greater peace and freedom. Everyone has fears, whether it's the fear or failure, rejection, or uncertainty. Insecurities too plague the strongest among us. But here's a crucial lesson: not everyone in your life is equipped to handle the weight of your fears or the fragile nature of your insecurities. So when you openly expose your vulnerabilities to people who may not understand or appreciate them, you risk placing power in their hands to manipulate, judge, or even discourage you. The reality is, many people operate out of their own insecurities. When they see yours, instead of offering support, they may project their own fears onto you. They might tell you things like, "That's impossible, you're not good enough, or you're too weak to achieve that." They may not always mean harm, but their lack of vision can limit yours. Think about this: when David went to fight Goliath, his own brothers didn't believe in him. They ridiculed him, questioning his intentions. Imagine if David had shared his deepest fears with them, he might never have gone on to defeat Goliath. This is why you must be cautious about who you reveal your inner struggles to. Even those closest to you may not have the wisdom to respond in a way that encourages you. Instead, choose to share your fears and insecurities with those who are spiritually mature, who have the capacity to uplift you, and who have proven that they have your best interest at heart. Even more, trust your deepest vulnerabilities to God, who knows you better than anyone. See, in His hands, your fears are transformed into strength and your insecurities into confidence. There is strength in silence when it comes to your personal battles. It's not about pretending you're invincible, but about being wise in how you manage what others know about your inner world. When you keep your fears and insecurities guarded, you protect your spirit from unnecessary harm and empower yourself to face your challenges with courage. Remember, not everyone deserves access to the deepest parts of you. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the wellspring of life. Your vision is one of the most precious gifts God has placed inside of you. It is a unique blueprint for your life, a divine purpose that only you are called to fulfill. However, not everyone around you is prepared to understand support. or encourage that vision. The mistake many people make is sharing their dreams too early, with the wrong audience. When you expose your dreams prematurely, you open yourself up to the risk of doubt, negativity, and even sabotage. You see, people often project their limitations onto you. If they cannot see themselves achieving what you aspire to, they may try to convince you that it's impossible for you as well. This isn't always done out of malice sometimes. It's simply the result of their own limited thinking. However, it can have a profound effect on your confidence and commitment to your vision. He said to Joseph in the Bible, a young man with a dream of greatness. He eagerly shared his vision with his brothers, but instead of encouragement, he was met with jealousy and hatred. His own family plotted against him because they could not see the greatness God had placed within him. His story serves as a powerful reminder that not everyone will celebrate your dreams, and some may actively work to derail them. That's why it's crucial to guard your vision. There is a time and place to reveal what God has put on your heart, but it must be done with discernment. Share your dreams only with those who are proven they are capable of nurturing them, those who have the faith to believe in what you're striving for, even when the evidence isn't yet visible. These are the people who will pray with you, encourage you, and help you stay on track when the journey gets tough. The early stages of a vision are like a seed, fragile and easily damaged. If planted in the wrong soil or exposed to the wrong conditions, may never grow. But when you protect it, nurture it, and let it develop in the right environment, it has the potential to grow into something incredible. So hold your vision close until the time is right. Trust that God will guide you in who to share it with and when. Let your dream grow strong and deeply rooted before you allow others into the sacred space of your vision. You remember, not everyone is ready to see the greatness inside you, but that doesn't diminish the power of what God has called you to do. Guard your dreams, and in time, they will flourish. Your relationships are one of the most sacred gifts in life, whether it's with your spouse, family, or close friends. These connections are built on trust, love, and mutual respect. However, there's an important lesson that many overlook: your intimate relationships are not for public consumption. It's not everyone needs to know the details of what goes on between you and those closest to you. In today's world, many people have a habit of sharing their personal relationship struggles with others, whether it's through social media or in conversations with friends. While it may feel good to vent or seek advice, this can often lead to more harm than good. So when you expose the inner workings of your relationships to the wrong people, you invite unnecessary interference, judgment, and opinions from those who may not have your best interest at heart. They might not understand the dynamics of your relationship and can easily misinterpret or distort your reality. Sit at this. Intimacy thrives in privacy. The bond between you and your loved ones deepens when it is nurtured away from the eyes of the world. When you bring too many voices into your personal life, you dilute the purity of that bond. External opinions can cloud your judgment, and before you know it, your decisions and feelings are influenced by people who have no real stake in your well-being. Furthermore, when others know too much about your intimate relationships, they can unintentionally or intentionally create tension or division. Imagine someone planting seeds of doubt or misunderstanding in your relationship simply because they don't see things the way you do. This is why it's vital to protect the sanctity of your relationship by keeping certain details between you and the people directly involved. The Bible tells us that love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8. This means that in relationships, there are things that should be handled internally with grace, forgiveness, and understanding. Not everything needs to be exposed to outsiders who may not comprehend the full picture. When you choose to keep certain matters private, you allow space for healing, growth, and deeper connection without the noise of external voices. This doesn't mean you should never seek counsel. Wise counsel is essential, but it should come from trusted sources, people who are spiritually mature, objective, and genuinely care about the health of your relationship. They are the ones who will give you godly wisdom, not gossip. So protect the privacy of your intimate relationships. Share only what is necessary and keep the rest sacred. When you do this, you'll find that your relationships are stronger, more resilient, and filled with greater peace. Let your love be built in trust, not in the opinions of the world. Your financial situation is a deeply personal matter that requires wisdom in how you handle and share it. Whether you're thriving or struggling, broadcasting your financial details can invite unnecessary challenges into your life. The money is a sensitive topic, and people's reactions to it often reveal their true intentions. That's why it's crucial to guard this area of your life carefully. When you openly discuss your finances with others, whether it's about how much you earn, the investments you've made, or the debts you owe, you expose yourself to scrutiny and, in some cases, envy. People might start to see you differently based on their perceptions of your wealth or lack thereof. If you are doing well financially, some may try to take advantage of you, viewing you as a resource rather than a friend. If you are struggling, others might judge or look down on you, even offering unsolicited advice that's neither helpful nor compassionate. Here is a saying: money attracts attention, but it doesn't always attract the right kind. When people know too much about your financial status, it can lead to unnecessary pressure, expectations, and sometimes manipulation. People might expect you to fund their dreams or bail them out of their own financial difficulties. Other hand, if you're in financial hardship, sharing too much can open you up to pity or even exploitation from those who see you as vulnerable. Think about the wisdom found in Proverbs 22:7, which says, "The bottle or slave to the lender." This verse teaches us about the delicate balance of finances and the influence it has over our lives. When you share too much about your debts or financial struggles, you risk giving others a sense of power over you. The same applies when you flaunt your wealth. People may start to measure your worth by your net worth, creating relationships based on material gain rather than genuine connection. The key is discretion. It's perfectly fine to seek advice from trusted financial expert or mentor who has your best interests at heart. But be selective about who you allow into your financial world. Not every friend or family member needs to know the details of your bank account, your investments, or the struggles you face with money. Sharing these details with the wrong people can lead to misunderstandings, unnecessary expectations, or even jealousy. Money can be a tool for blessing, but it must be handled with care. When you keep your financial situation private, you give yourself the freedom to manage it wisely without the added pressure of others' opinions or demands. Remember, true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give, and wisdom guides us in how we give, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. In the end, financial stewardship requires wisdom, discretion, and a deep understanding of who to trust. Protect your financial details, seek guidance from those who are qualified, and be cautious of those who see your finances as a means to their own ends. Life is full of challenges, and everyone experiences their own personal battles, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical. However, not every struggle is meant to be shared with the world. There's a delicate balance between seeking support and oversharing your hardships. While it may feel comforting to tell others about your problems, doing so can sometimes cause more harm than good if you're not careful about who you confide in. When you openly share your personal struggles with just anyone, you expose yourself to a wide array of responses, some helpful but many harmful. People may give advice that stems from their own fears, insecurities, or lack of understanding. They might offer judgment instead of compassion, or even spread your struggles as gossip. This can leave you feeling worse than before, and it may hinder your healing process. You look at Job in the Bible, a man who endured great personal loss and suffering. When he shared his pain with his friends, instead of offering him comfort, they accused him of wrongdoing and questioned his integrity. Your situation highlights an important truth.
9.
Not
8,
everyone who listens
7,
to your struggles
6,
is equipped to
5.
help.
We have
In fact, some may
start.
unknowingly make
2,
things harder by
1,
casting doubt or discouragement where you
Booster
need
ignition,
hope and encouragement.
liftoff of Shuttle Endeavour.
Personal struggles
NASA's
are often
final
meant to be
space station
worked
crew
through
compartment
in
that
private
brings a bay
or
window
with a
view to our
trusted few
celestial
who
backyard.
genuinely have your best interests at heart. It's important to surround yourself with people who are spiritually mature, compassionate, and wise. Those who won't take your vulnerability lightly or use it against you. These are the individuals who will lift you up, offer wise counsel, and walk with you through difficult, ceaseless, without judgment. Additionally, sharing your struggles too widely can dilute your strength. There is power in maintaining some level of privacy, allowing you to focus on overcoming the challenge without the distraction of external opinions or judgments. When you keep certain battles between you and God, you allow yourself the space to grow stronger in faith, knowing that He is your ultimate source of strength. In quiet moments of struggle, God often does His greatest work in us, shaping our character and deepening our resilience. This doesn't mean you should carry your burdens alone. In fact, the Bible encourages us to bear one another's burdens, but in Galatians 6:2, but this should be done with wisdom. Share your struggles with those who can provide genuine support, encouragement, and prayer. Use people who are committed to helping you grow through the experience rather than those who might simply add noise or negativity to your life. In the end, not everyone needs to know what you're going through. Protect your personal struggles by being selective about who you confide in. When you keep your circle small and trusted, you create a safe space for healing and growth. Let God and the right people help you through the tough times, and remember that your struggles don't define you, they refine you. Wisdom is not only about what we say, but also about what we choose to keep silent. One of the greatest marks of maturity is understanding that not every thought, feeling, or piece of information needs to be shared. In fact, the certainty is that the feeds of knowing when to open up and when to keep things close to your heart. Life presents us with moments where we feel the urge to share what's happening inside us, our emotions, our plans, our struggles. But wisdom teaches that timing and all needs are put to the point. The lesson you need is prepared to hear or handle what you want to share. Oversharing can weaken your position, leaving you vulnerable to misinformation, misunderstanding, or even betrayal. On the other hand, we're holding the right information at the right time to protect you from unnecessary harm and preserve your peace of mind. Think of a farm of your plants and stalks. He doesn't scatter seeds on the surface of rocky soil knowing they won't take root. Instead, he carefully selects fertile ground where the seeds can grow. In the same way, you must be cautious about where and with whom you plant your words. Not everyone is capable of nurturing your thoughts or giving wise counsel. Some people, though well-meaning, may steer you in the wrong direction or add confusion to your situation. Consider the life of Jesus. He often spoke in parables, revealing truths to those who were ready to receive them while keeping certain mysteries hidden from those who lacked understanding. Even within his circle of disciples, he shared deeper insights with only a few, knowing that not everyone was prepared for the full revelation of his mission. This is a powerful example of wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to withhold. There is power in silence, especially in situations where speaking out might cause more harm than good. By keeping some things private, you maintain control over your thoughts and emotions. You give yourself time to process and reflect, ensuring that when you do speak, it comes from a place of clarity and strength. Sharing too soon, especially when emotions are high, can lead to regret or confusion, as words spoken hastily are often misunderstood. Visionally withholding doesn't mean you're being secretive or deceptive. It means you are practicing wisdom by protecting what's precious. Just as a treasure is guarded in a safe, your thoughts, dreams, and experiences should be safeguarded until you are ready to share them with the right people. This requires discernment, knowing who has earned the right to hear your heart and who is simply curious or nosy. In the end, wisdom is the art of managing both your words and your silence. When you choose to withhold, you preserve the sanctity of your thoughts and allow them to develop in the right environment. When you share at the right time with the right people, your words carry more power and purpose. So learn to walk in wisdom, knowing that silence can be just as powerful as speaking, and withholding is sometimes the wisest decision you can make. One of the most beautiful expressions of love is generosity, giving to others without expecting anything in return. However, the true power of kindness lies in its quietness. In a world that often glorifies public displays of charity, it's important to remember that not every act of kindness needs to be broadcasted. There's wisdom in keeping your generosity private, allowing your good deeds to speak for themselves without the need for recognition or applause. When you share your acts of kindness with the wrong intentions, whether for praise, approval, or to appear virtuous, you dilute the purity of your generosity. Kindness is most impactful when it's given freely from the heart and without the need for acknowledgement. Jesus himself emphasized this in Matthew 6:3-4, saying, "But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." Publicizing your good deeds can shift the focus from the act of helping others to the act of seeking approval. This can lead to a distorted sense of generosity, where giving becomes more about self-promotion than serving those in need. When the attention turns to you, the receiver of your kindness may feel uncomfortable or obligated, turning a beautiful gesture into a transaction. Genuine kindness flows from a place of love, not from a desire for recognition. Moreover, when you boast about your generosity, you may unintentionally foster jealousy or competition among others. People may start comparing your acts of kindness to their own, creating unnecessary tension and division. Each true generosity seeks to uplift and inspire, not to provoke envy or competition. When your acts of kindness are done in silence, they carry a purity and power that cannot be tarnished by external opinions. There is also a deeper reason to keep your generosity private. It protects your heart from pride. It is easy to fall into the trap of self-righteousness when others praise your good works. But when you give quietly without seeking recognition, you keep your focus on the real purpose of generosity: to bless others. Humility is the hallmark of true kindness, and it thrives in the quiet spaces where only God sees what you do. Finally, keeping your acts of kindness private allows you to reflect on the true joy of giving. It shifts your focus from external validation to the internal satisfaction of knowing you made a difference. There is a deep spiritual fulfillment that comes from giving in secret, knowing that you are participating in something greater than yourself, serving others in love just as God serves us. So let your acts of kindness be done in the shadows of humility. You don't need to announce them, for the impact of your generosity will be felt in the lives of those you touch. God sees every act of love, no matter how small or unseen by others. And it's in these quiet acts of kindness that true greatness is found. One of the wisest strategies in life is learning to move in silence. While it may be tempting to share your plans with others, especially when you're excited about the future, not everyone needs to know what you're working on. Revealing your next move too early can expose your intentions to unnecessary scrutiny, criticism, and even sabotage. There's wisdom in keeping your future steps close to your heart until the time is right. When you share your plans prematurely, you invite the opinions and expectations of others. Some may discourage you not out of malice, but because they cannot see the vision you've been given. Many others might project their fears onto your plans, telling you what could go wrong or why it might not work. While some of these concerns may come from a place of care, they can create doubt in your mind, causing you to second-guess yourself. Doubt has a way of killing dreams before they even have the chance to take root. It's into the story of Nehemiah, who had a vision to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Before he shared his plan with anyone, Nehemiah spent time in prayer and preparation, quietly assessing the situation. When the time came to share his vision, he only revealed it to a select few who could help him carry it out. This was a strategic move because not everyone would have understood or supported his mission. Nehemiah's wisdom teaches us the value of discretion in the early stages of our plans. Additionally, when you reveal your plans too soon, you may encounter people who are envious or competitive. These individuals might undermine your efforts, either by speaking negatively about your plans or by attempting to take your ideas for themselves. Protecting your vision by keeping it private allows you to build it in peace without the interference of others who may not have your best interests at heart. Moving in silence doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself or avoid seeking wise counsel. It simply means being selective about who you share your plans with. There are people who are genuinely invested in your success, those who will offer encouragement, prayer, and constructive advice. These are the ones who should be brought into your inner circle. But even then, timing is crucial. Share your plans when they are strong enough to withstand the scrutiny and ready to move forward with confidence. Another benefit of keeping your plans private is the element of surprise. When you work in silence, you are free to pivot, adjust, and change course without the pressure of public expectation. This allows you to remain flexible and adaptable, making necessary changes without feeling bound to what you shared with others. Remember, your vision is sacred. It was given to you by God for a purpose, and it is your responsibility to guard it until the time is right to bring it into the world. By keeping your next move quiet, you give yourself the space and freedom to focus on building and refining your plans without the weight of external opinions or interference. So protect your vision by moving in silence. Allow your work to speak for itself when the time comes, and let your success be your announcement. Trust that in due season, what you've been working on will come to light, and when it does, it will be stronger, more refined, and ready for the world to see. Everyone has fears, doubts, and areas of weakness. These are the places where we feel vulnerable, uncertain, and sometimes even ashamed. While it can be tempting to share these parts of ourselves with others in the hopes of finding comfort or understanding, it's essential to be cautious about who you entrust with your deepest fears and weaknesses. Not everyone is equipped to handle them with care, and sharing too much can leave you exposed to harm, judgment, or exploitation. Your fears and weaknesses are some of the most personal aspects of who you are. They are sensitive, and when placed in the wrong hands, they can be used against you. Some people may appear to be sympathetic, but not everyone who listens is truly supportive. There are those who might use your vulnerabilities to manipulate or control you, especially in moments of weakness. Others might unintentionally fuel your fears, offering advice that stems from their own insecurities rather than wisdom. Look at the example of Samson in the Bible. His strength was his secret. But when he revealed his vulnerability to Delilah, someone he trusted, he used it to destroy him. Samson's downfall teaches us that not everyone deserves to know where we are weak. It's a reminder to be selective in sharing our inner struggles, especially with those who may not have our best interests at heart. There is also the danger of allowing your fears to define you when you share them too openly. When you constantly speak about your weaknesses, you give them more power in your life. The more you focus on your fears, the more they can consume your thoughts and actions. This doesn't mean you should ignore your weaknesses or pretend they don't exist. But it does mean that you should be mindful of how much energy and attention you give them. Instead of sharing your fears with everyone, bring them before God. He is the one who truly understands your heart, and He offers comfort and strength in your moments of vulnerability. Psalm 3:44 says, "I sought the Lord and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears." When you bring your weaknesses to God in prayer, you allow Him to work in your life, transforming your fears into opportunities for growth and faith. At the same time, there is wisdom in seeking counsel from trusted individuals, such as a mentor or spiritual guide, who can provide you with the guidance and encouragement you need to overcome your fears. These are people who will speak life into your situation, reminding you of your strengths and helping you find solutions rather than dwelling on your problems. But again, the key is discernment, knowing who can handle your fears with care than who cannot. Keeping your deepest fears and weaknesses private allows you to maintain a sense of strength and dignity. It gives you the space to work through your challenges without the added pressure of others' opinions or judgments. Ian, as you face your fears in private, you grow stronger and more resilient, learning to trust in God's strength rather than relying on the approval or comfort of others. In the end, your fears don't define you, and your weaknesses are not your identity. They are simply areas where God's power can be made perfect, to Corinthians 12:9. So guard your vulnerabilities wisely. Share them with those who will lift you up, and most importantly, bring them to God, who will transform them into a source of strength and testimony. Spiritual battles are deeply personal and profound. They involve struggles that go beyond the physical realm and touch on your faith, purpose, and relationship with God. These battles often occur in the silence of your heart and mind, where the enemy seeks to sow seeds of doubt, fear, and discouragement. Sharing these spiritual struggles with just anyone can sometimes lead to misinterpretation, added confusion, or even discouragement. There is wisdom in keeping certain aspects of your spiritual warfare close to your heart. When you are in the midst of a spiritual battle, your focus should be on seeking God's guidance and strength. Publicizing your struggles can expose you to the opinions and judgments of others who may not fully understand the depth of your faith journey. People might offer well-meaning but misaligned advice or exacerbate your feelings of isolation and confusion. It's essential to discern who you share your spiritual battles with, ensuring that you do so with those who offer genuine support and wisdom rooted in a deep understanding of faith. It's in the story of Job, who faced intense spiritual and emotional trials. His friends, though they meant well, offered advice that did not truly address the heart of his suffering. Instead of comforting him, their words often made his situation more difficult. Job's experience underscores the importance of carefully choosing whom to confide in during times of spiritual struggle. The counsel of those who lack spiritual maturity or insight can sometimes deepen your pain rather than alleviate it. Moreover, spiritual battles are often intensely personal and can be misunderstood by those who are not walking through similar experiences. Sharing these struggles too widely can lead to unnecessary confusion and misunderstanding. Your journey with God is unique, and others may not fully grasp the intricacies of your battle or the lessons you are learning. By keeping your struggles private, you allow yourself the space to work through them in the presence of God, who is the ultimate guide and healer. It is also important to protect your spiritual peace. When you expose your spiritual battles to the wrong audience, you risk inviting negativity or skepticism that can disrupt your peace and faith. This is why it's crucial to find solace in prayer, meditation, and the support of a few trusted spiritual mentors or prayer partners. These individuals can provide the encouragement and prayer support you need without adding to your struggle. Remember, spiritual battles are often part of the process of deepening your faith and growing in your relationship with God. By keeping some aspects of your spiritual journey private, you maintain a sacred space where God can work in your life without the interference of external opinions. It also allows you to reflect and seek understanding directly from God, who knows the full extent of your struggles and is working to strengthen and equip you. In the end, your spiritual battles are a testament to your faith and resilience. Guard them with care, sharing them with those who can genuinely support and uplift you in your walk with God. Trust that He is with you in every battle, and let His presence be your source of strength and guidance. By protecting the sanctity of your spiritual journey, you honor the work God is doing in your life and allow it to unfold in His perfect timing.